Me again. On today's 30-minute mechanic, we're going to look at the mechanical advance on our distributor. Now that the car runs, we got to play with our mechanical advance because it has way too much mechanical advance, and I don't want to drive it with that much mechanical advance. Can I say mechanical advance again? It's got way too much mechanical advance, so we got to limit it down to about 10 degrees because this thing only needs about 28 degrees of total timing, 28 to 30. And we got like 32 degrees of mechanical advance. So buckle up, let's go. All right, first thing we got to do in order to do this is coil wires off. Got to get the cap off. And I may change my camera angle here in a minute to kind of show what I'm doing. Just the rotor has to come out. All right. You know what? I wonder if I could just zoom in. Let's see. Zoomy, zoomy, zoomy. Yeah, we'll just leave it like that. Now we got to get our little cap adapter off, which I don't have a screwdriver because I'm never prepared. Never prepared. What I've been talking about all along, the length of these slots here determine how much mechanical advance. As you can tell, these slots are pretty darn big. Pretty darn big. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to make these narrower. We're going to narrow this guy up. Probably by welding, because we're only going to need to be about 0.28 inches if my numbers are right. So just about 1/4 of an inch wide, or actually 1/4 of an inch of travel. No, 1/4 of an inch wide. Yeah. Let's measure these and see what they are. Yeah. Gosh. Started measuring. I didn't have my glasses on. All right, what we got here, see if we can measure this. Hard to do this. These things aren't exactly parallel. So we're going to measure and see what it is. Maybe I'll measure it like this, kind of midway. Look at my number, 0.562. 0.562. I wonder if that, I need to do the math on that. See if that comes out to be what I think it is. Hold on. All right, we measured 0.0562. All right, 0.562. When we did the math on what the slot length should be, it was 0.566 for a 16L slot. Measured with our tool, we got 32 degrees, and that's exactly what it should have been. Okay, now, we only want 10 degrees of mechanical advance. So that means I need to do more math. I think it's, well, I need to do more math. And I'll come back and give you the number on that. Okay, we did some maths. And for 10 degrees, we've got to go down, all the way down, and have a really skinny slot of almost there, almost there, almost right, just a little bit. Oh, well, too much.
4, 3, 7.
Oh, man. Well, anyway, holy smokes, I'm never going to get there. 0.28 is the number I'm shooting for. And for some reason, my big fat fingers can't get this right on 0.28. 84, 83, 81, 82, 81. Close enough. So our slot needs to go. Let me grab it, dude. This slot needs to go from that big down to that big, which is basically half the width of what it is right now. Seems kind of weird, but I mean, I only need 10 degrees. I don't need 32. Okay. All right. My mic died somewhere along there. I don't know where, but whatever. Maybe I was close enough to the camera that you could hear what I was saying. I just looked down and I was like, hey, it's not working. Okay, what we got here is we're going to get our scribe, something to mark on that metal with the width that we want to be at. Maybe I can find something pointy enough to put a mark. And we need our glasses. So we got, oh, come on. I think my battery's dying, but at least I locked it so my caliper's in the right position here. So we want our slot to be that wide right there. We're gonna make a nice big gnarly mark so it'll stay. And that's a lot of material. That's a lot of material to fill there. So I may try to tack something in instead of just trying to do a big old weld puddle. I might could do a weld puddle. Maybe so. I bet I can. I bet I can do that. Let's go back to the welder. I'll be right back. We'll see what we can do. See what we can tear up. Oh, all right. Got it right here. What I did was set this thing on a chunk of aluminum and then just filled that area in with weld and then took an angle grinder, cut off wheel of my angle grinder and just smoothed it up and made the width exactly what I wanted. So that's going to be good enough for who it's for right there, which is me. Okay. We got our dude here. I dug through my bucket of distributor parts and I got the lightest spring I could find to replace that super heavy one. So this thing is going to go right back right back in there. And that doesn't seem like much travel, but if it's not enough, we'll add some, we'll grind some more out and make it work. So we can get our springs attached here. Come on, spring. Get on there. Get over the edge. Come on. Ah, there we go. That one's on. That one is on. There we go. That one's on. Okay. Doesn't seem like much, which, I mean, doesn't need to be much. Okay, that part's there. What am I doing? I'm gonna put the plate on next. Just do it in reverse order here. Plate. And that had the funny colored screw. Tighten it down. And then our pickup drops in here. On top of that, there's a screw that holds the ground and the other side of the plate. Then we get our snap ring with our snap ring pliers. Think. Don't call them snap rings for nothing, because it went snap. And next is our vacuum advance. Which it slips in there and drops over that. And then these two long screws hold it in place. Wow. Oh, great. I have no idea where that just went. Yeah, dude, it's right there. Come here, screw. Oh my gosh. Okay, need the big magnet. Magnet. That in there. This on. Okay, vacuum advance is screwed in place. So these screws are tight. We got to put a little clip on that. And of course, I don't have never prepared. Need some needle nose. I'm back. And I can't imagine life without magnets. I always need magnets. Oh no. Oh no. It just disappeared. Oh, there it is. Probably looking at the back of my arm. Gosh. Oh. Ah. Holy cow. That was... It kept twisting. Okay, now we got one more screw to put back in. Right down inside here. Holds all that stuff in place. Okay. Now, reluctor still has the roll pin attached to it. It goes down. We just kind of tap it in place. If I got anything to tap with. Perfect. Let me get that. That makes me feel a whole lot better. Okay. Now I'm satisfied that's seated. Okay. Cap adapter goes on this way, not that way, this way. I really don't know which way. Okay. Now we can stick our rotor on there. There it goes. Thing wasn't locked on there good. Now we take our tool here that we used before. Clip it on. It's not smooth for some reason. It's hung right there. Maybe there's not enough spring in there to pull it back. We'll deal with that in a minute. We'll see if we got the right number, right amount of advance like we wanted. We're right on that tooth. And we go just to the far side. So yeah. I don't like how that's crunchy feeling. May have to smooth up some stuff in there. Something's catching. But that's the right number on advance. Let's turn that to the edge. Yep. So that's about, looks to be about 9. Well, it looks about right. Okay. We're gonna leave that alone for now and just button everything up. Looks like we got the right number in there. Maybe closer to 8 degrees than 10, but I can always make the gap a little bigger. So I'm right where I want to be. Okay. That little job is done. All right. That's going to do it for 30-minute mechanic today. We went through the whole process of narrowing our slot so that we don't have so much mechanical advance. These particular cylinder heads, these Super Cobra Jet heads, the stuff I've read on them says they make their best power at 28 total timing, 28 degrees, 28 to 30, kind of in there, total degrees, which is pretty low. This distributor had way too much mechanical advance, so we welded up our slot, made it a lot thinner, brought it down to about 0.28 inches, 28 hundredths of an inch. And now we got about 10 degrees of mechanical. It's a little catchy, like something's kind of getting hung in there. I may need to kind of take it back apart and lubricate some stuff, or maybe a little piece of my weld is hanging on something. I don't know. Maybe it'll loosen up after it drives. Not really a big deal. 8 degrees, 10 degrees isn't a whole lot. If it were to get stuck, it would still crank and run at 30 degrees or 28 degrees total timing. So not a big deal. Hit the description. Check out my friends' YouTube channels. Give those guys a like and subscribe and check out what they're up to. But for now, like, subscribe, ring the bell, tell your friends. We'll see you next time. Bye.